Good evening, architects of thought and excavators of the truth. Welcome back to Mr. Magazine, the only sanctuary in the digital wilderness where we refuse to accept the scripted reality of the red carpet. We are here to dismantle the facade, brick by brick, until the raw, unpolished humanity of the stars is revealed. Before we step into the labyrinth of tonight's investigation, a story set against the backdrop of Rome, involving Turkey's golden sun and a mystery that has paralyzed the tabloids. I must ask you to perform the sacred rites of our order. Verify your subscription. Ensure the notification bell is tolling for you. And, for those who wish to be not just spectators but patrons of this journalistic art, I invite you to click the Join button. Your support allows us to keep the lights on in this archive of secrets. Tonight, we turn our gaze to Can Yaman, the man who conquered Italy with the ferocity of a gladiator. But even gladiators have secrets they keep from the arena. The official narrative was clear: Can Yaman and Sara had separated, victims of the relentless clock and the demands of a global career. It was a clean break. A period. But now, rumors rising from the cobblestones of Rome suggest that the period was actually a comma. Accusations of a secret cohabitation, a phantom breakup, and a strategic charade have thrown the fanbase into chaos. And standing on the periphery, silent as a sphinx, is Demet Özdemir. If you are ready to question everything you have been told, press the like button now. Let us enter the House of Shadows. To understand the magnitude of this scandal, we must first appreciate the stage upon which it is set. Rome. A city of history, where every stone tells a story and every alleyway hides a secret. It is here that Can Yaman has built his fortress, riding the wave of success that is Sandokan. Months ago, the decree was issued: Can and Sara were no more. The press releases were somber, citing the busy filming schedule as the executioner of their romance. It was a narrative that the public accepted, sad, but logical. The price of fame is often loneliness. However, the logic has shattered. New intelligence, bubbling up from the observant streets of the Italian capital, claims that this separation is a mirage. Reports indicate that despite the public farewells, Can and Sara are still crossing the same threshold, sleeping under the same roof, and breathing the same air. The synchronization of their arrivals and departures has not gone unnoticed by the paparazzi, who are the modern-day spies of this celebrity Cold War. Imagine the irony: a couple who publicly declared their distance, yet privately share the most intimate of spaces. This revelation has sent a shockwave through the fanbase. The Turkish fans, fiercely protective and historically skeptical of Sara, are asking the uncomfortable questions: if there is no separation, why the lie? Is this a breakup, or is it theatre? The silence from both camps is not merely an absence of noise, it is a presence in itself. It is a heavy, suffocating blanket that covers the truth. Let us turn our analytical lens to Sara. For days, she remained a ghost in the machine, offering no defense against the rumors, no confirmation of the split. But then, in the digital age, silence is often broken not by a scream, but by a font. A single Instagram story, posted against a stark white background, the color of surrender or perhaps a blank page waiting to be written, appeared. Everything will be resolved when the time comes. This is not a denial. It is a deferral. It is a sentence dripping with ambiguity. In the lexicon of celebrity PR, such phrases are often the soft launch of a truth too heavy to carry all at once. The Italian press has interpreted this as a silent admission, a nod to the reality that the current situation is temporary, fluid, and far more complex than a simple "it's over." It suggests a timeline, a plan, a strategy. It implies that she is waiting for a signal, perhaps from Can, perhaps from the producers of Sandokan, to drop the mask. This cryptic message has only fueled the fire. It confirms that there is a resolution pending, which by definition means there is currently a conflict or a secret. Sara is not just a participant in this drama, she is writing the riddles. And what of the Prince of Rome? Can Yaman, a man who has never been shy about defending his truth, has retreated into a fortress of silence. His social media, once a vibrant window into his life, has gone dark. This withdrawal is significant. When a man who lives in the spotlight suddenly steps into the shadow, it is usually because the spotlight is about to reveal something he wishes to keep hidden. Leaks from his inner circle suggest that this silence is not born of fear, but of calculation. Ken is being very cautious, sources say. Any statement he makes could affect his career and the global success of Sandokan. Here lies the crux of the matter, the sword of Damocles. The immense investment in Sandokan, the expectations of the international market, and the branding of Can Yaman as the ultimate solitary hero create a pressure cooker. A messy personal life, a confusing breakup, or a controversial reconciliation could distract from the series. Thus, the theory of the strategic breakup gains traction. Did they decide to separate publicly to protect the show, while remaining together privately? Is their romance a casualty of his career, or is that breakup the actual fabrication? This theory posits that the separation was a mutual decision to reduce media pressure, a public but temporary divorce designed to let the work speak louder than the gossip. If true, it reveals a terrifying reality about modern fame: your heart is just another asset to be managed by the PR team. Now, we must address the elephant in the room, or rather, the ghost that haunts every narrative involving Can Yaman. Demet Özdemir. Why, you might ask, does her name surface in a story that has nothing to do with her? Because in the mythology of Turkish drama, Can and Demet are the eternal archetype. They are the what if, then if only, and the forever. As soon as the news of the fake breakup surfaced, the collective gaze of the fanbase pivoted to Demet. What will she say? Does she know? The speculation is rampant. An Italian entertainment host recently went viral with a provocative claim. Demet Özdemir was the one who found out about Can Yaman's life before anyone else. But Demet is keeping quiet. Her silence is being weaponized by the fans. To them, her refusal to engage, her lack of a post, her absolute neutrality, is proof of knowledge. She knows the facts, but doesn't want to get involved, the tabloids whisper. It is a silence that reinforces the perception of an invisible bond, a private channel of communication that exists outside the public eye. Demet is the keeper of secrets, the one who knows the man behind the myth. Her silence is not indifference, it is discretion. And in this noisy world, discretion is the loudest sound of all. The drama extends beyond the lovers and the exes, it permeates the very bloodline. Can Yaman's family, the steadfast guardians of his legacy, are reportedly in a state of high alert. The news of the cohabitation has not been received well. Sources indicate a fracture within the Yaman clan. An invisible rift that threatens to spill over into the public domain. On one side, there are those who view Sara Bloomer, and the chaos she brings, as a liability. They fear that this ambiguity, this game of hide-and-seek, will tarnish the pristine image Can has built in Italy. They remember the warnings, the initial caution. On the other side are the pragmatists who argue that Can is a grown man, the master of his own fate, and that the family must support his decisions, however messy. But the fear is palpable. Where will this end, they ask? If the lie is exposed, if the breakup is proven to be a farce, the backlash could be severe. The family's anxiety is a barometer for the seriousness of the situation. They know that in the court of public opinion, a lie is often worse than a crime. They are watching the headlines with bated breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. We have arrived at the intersection of truth and conspiracy. We are presented with a scenario that feels less like real life and more like a scripted drama. A couple living together while claiming to be apart. A cryptic post about time. A global star hiding behind a wall of silence to protect a TV show. I must turn this over to you, the jury of Mr. Magazine. Do you believe that a strategic breakup is justifiable? Is it acceptable for a celebrity to lie about their relationship status to protect a project like Sandokan? Or is this a betrayal of the fans' trust? Pause the video. Scroll down to the comments. I want to hear your verdict. Is Can Yaman a victim of his own success, forced to hide his love? Or is he the director of this play? And while you are down there, if you haven't already, verify that you have smashed that subscribe button. We are building a community of critical thinkers, and we need your voice. What happens next? The Italian media is buzzing with the energy of a hive that has been disturbed. The first clues are breaking the silence. The activity in Can's inner circle suggests that a statement, or a leak, is imminent. The claim that the silence will continue for a long time seems increasingly untenable. The pressure is mounting. If the claim of cohabitation is confirmed, it will be, without hyperbole, the biggest tabloid scandal of the year. It will force a re-evaluation of everything Can has said in the last few months. It will drag Demet Özdemir further into the vortex. It will force the family to take a public stand. We are witnessing the second act of a tragedy. The curtain has risen, but the actors are refusing to speak their lines. But make no mistake, the truth has a way of leaking out, like water through a cracked dam. Whether it comes from a paparazzi photo, a slip of the tongue, or another cryptic Instagram story, the resolution is coming. As we close the dossier on this Roman masquerade, let us reflect on the burden of living two lives. The one the world sees, and the one you live when the doors are locked. Can Yaman is currently navigating a labyrinth of his own making, balancing the expectations of millions against the desires of one heart. We will continue to stand watch. We will decipher the silences. We will translate the cryptic messages. Until the next revelation, thank you for trusting Mr. Magazine. Please subscribe, like, and share. And if you value the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, click join. From the eternal city to your screen, the story is never truly over. Good night.